Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the all-new 2025 BMW M235. This is the xDrive Gran Coupe. Huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this new model for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. This M235 is finished off in Vegas red metallic. MSRP is just over $56,000. Now for the 25-year model, this is powered by a 2-liter twin-power turbo 4-cylinder engine. It's paired to the 7-speed dual clutch automatic. It now pumps out 312 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the xDrive all-wheel drive system, propelling this 3,600-pound Gran Coupe from 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. It has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 13.2 gallons. You'll expect to see 24 miles per gallon in the city, 33 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 105.1 inches. Its overall length is 179.2. It has a width of 70.9, a height of 56.9, and its ground clearance measures in at 5.7 inches. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling, this has a much different appearance compared to the previous generation. In my opinion, it almost looks like the new M5 up front as far as the shape of the kidney grille. This model also has a forward-facing camera. There's the sensor for distance pacing, an M badge on the driver's side, and then plenty of cutouts to provide a lot of cooling. I think it has a great proportional design to it, especially with the smaller front end of this model. You'll notice too, there's another sensor in the lower section along with parking sensors, and then lots of gloss black and plenty of cutouts. Now this also has LEDs for all of the lighting with that new turn signal blip, and you'll notice too the gloss black accents with some more functional vents on the far edges of the bumper. And then there's some very subtle lines that come down the hood, meeting the top of the grille there very nicely. I think it is a bold new look and gives it a very nice design. Now as we work our way to the side, there's a multi-spoke design for the two-tone wheels. There's also the blue M Sport brake calipers. This model also now has a revised suspension and chassis compared to the previous generation. It also has power folding side mirrors with a camera and a turn signal, finished off in gloss black, which matches all of the window trim. And then up top, this does feature a sunroof too. Very nice lines running down the side. There's more gloss black in the lower side skirt, and there's now a 2 stamped in the back of that trim accent. So just like the new 5 Series have that, that is brought to the 2 Series now. In back, this also has gloss black for the trunk mounted spoiler. There's a backup camera, all the parking sensors, LEDs for the lighting, and then there's gloss black in the bumper there and a quad tip dual exhaust, which we will start up here in just a little bit. Now, as we work our way to the cargo space, you can use the button on the key fob or the release up underneath, where for this smaller vehicle, there's actually a good bit of space in the back. You do have a storage net on the passenger side. You can also lift up the floor where you could place in some items or fold this up out of the way and you could stack some items higher if you needed to. And you can also fold down the back seats. So just pull these tabs on both sides and that will give you a lot more interior space just depending on the items that you have. There's also some grab handles up top and it's a very light trunk, so it's easy to close. Now, as you just heard, the vehicle did lock. There's no proximity door handle on the back doors, but just grab the front door handle and it will unlock. You can also just push on unlock, but it will unlock the back door handles, so that way it makes it more convenient. Now for the interior, there's brushed accents for the release handle, really neat trim accent in front of the leather where there's a lot of stitching. There's a large grab handle here and then storage in the lower section. And then there's more black for the back seats here. And it is on the smaller side, but at 5'10", I can hop into the back here where I have plenty of space. There's also vents in the middle, some auxiliaries, and at my height, I am touching the headliner here. So it's a little bit on the smaller side, but if this is what you're looking for, I could ride around town and still be pretty comfortable for this. Now, right in the middle, there's the armrest with cup holders, and then you can fold down the middle seat individually. So if you want maybe a higher armrest or just access into the trunk space, you can easily do that. And then there's a small cargo window there, so that makes the pillars in the back a little bit more narrow so you can easily see around. Now up front, this does have memory seating adjustments, Harman Kardon for the audio, power folding side mirrors, all of the window controls, and then a trunk release and more storage. You'll notice M down on the door sill, and a very nice design for these seats. Very similar to the new X1, and there is a manual adjustment for the leg support, but as far as the bolstering goes, it is a very nice sport bucket seat. And then as we hop in, we are greeted with a solid leather steering wheel with a red stripe up top. Really cool spokes in the lower section with another M badge, and then all of the stitching running on the inside there. But let's start this up and take a listen to how this sounds. And coming back to the digital gauge cluster now, you'll notice on the left side there's miles per hour, right side is tach. There's also some fixed information running across the lower section. And then to go through the rest of the info, simply just use this button right here. You also have volume, music, Bluetooth, and voice commands. But by pushing on that, we can start off with all of this content. So you can scroll through all of this as needed, just depending on what you'd like to see. And then you can also adjust the layout too. So you have 3 different settings depending on how you want to view this. And the last one is for the head-up display, where you can go through a few of those settings. You can even pull up the curve ahead view. So for the navigation, you can have that view, which is very helpful. This also has very large paddle shifters. The boost paddles on this left side, so you can activate that. There's cruise control settings, and then you have an air vent with an adjustment on this left side. And then with the new screen, it is all connected, but it has a very nice sizing to it for this smaller vehicle. So in the lower section, you have the 4 squares there where you can get through all of these icons. There's a drive recorder, you have your interior and exterior lighting, you can get into parking. You have quite a lot that you can view, even Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. If we go to the home screen, you have navigation in the background there, and then some more info that you can scroll through on this left side. You can even get into all of the climate adjustments, so you can quickly go through that. And then you have heated seats and the temperature adjustments for your driver and passenger. Now on the left side, there's also additional shortcuts, so you can get into the nav along with your phone and audio. So very user-friendly and easy to use. There's a really neat trim accent just underneath that. You have some more lighting with the air vents below that. There's also a shelf where you can place some items, along with wireless charging down below. You have auxiliaries and cup holders, and then there's volume and tuning for your audio. You also have some defrosters located down below. And then by pushing that forwards, that is for reverse. So you have the backup camera with the 360 view, so you can go through all of these settings, just depending on the angles that you would like to see. There's also drive and sport mode, and then by pushing on the e-brake, that is for park. Now on the right side, you do have a shortcut to the camera system, and you can also pull up some different modes here. So this is the driving modes as well. So depending on the throttle response and the sound of the exhaust that you would like, you have those 3 to go through. And then behind that, when you push on that control, you can get into driver assistance along with drivetrain and chassis. So you can go through all of that information as needed. And then behind that, you have a little bit of storage in the armrest. And then with the glove box here, that releases up top, you have plenty down below. And then up top, there's the rear view mirror. You have dome lights and the control for the sunshade and sunroof. Both of those are power operating. And here's a look at visibility. With those thin pillars, it's very easy to see over both shoulders. As we set up behind the wheel now for the all-new M235, it has been several years since I've been behind the wheel of this vehicle. So today is kind of like my first impressions, just getting reacquainted with this model. And so far, I am really liking it. These seats are very, very nice. I love the bolstering support that they have. This is going to give you an extremely sporty, smaller size vehicle that is practical, having the back seat space. And it's also an update for this model that a lot of people have been waiting for from BMW. So we have all of the latest tech features. We have a really nice exterior styling. To me, this kind of looks like the new M5 up front with the grille and everything, and it just has a really nice sporty look for this smaller size. So if we put it into sport mode now, that actually sounds pretty good. Shifts are very quick too, and what I didn't go over since we weren't driving yet, the boost paddle on this left side. If you hold it for a few seconds, it is going to downshift 2 gears. You have a countdown from 10 seconds in order to pass, to merge, just to have some sporty fun. It is a very smooth double downshift, which is nice. So it rev matches for you. If you need something to do that, of course you can do that yourself if you would like, but just to give you some more of those sporty characteristics, I think this is very, very fun to drive. Now, I'm not doing any performance driving with it today, but this is a vehicle that you could definitely have some sporty fun. You can take it on some back roads. You can get some really good MPG for your highway cruising and then go have some fun and drive home. And it's practical with the back seat room and of course your cargo space. Now it is on the small side, so just know that going into it. It's a small vehicle, but it is still doable and practical if you are not looking for a large vehicle. So it's still something that could be your daily driver. It's just going to be on that smaller side. And as far as the smaller side goes, with its maneuverability, we should be able to make a very easy U-turn here. Visibility is also very easy to see. And then we can get back up to speed. I think that sounds pretty good in sport mode. And of course, you can go into comfort or efficient, just depending on the driving that you are doing. So it does make a difference with the exhaust too. So not quite as loud, but you can still hear it a little bit. And we're still in sport mode, second gear. Here we go. And a mild acceleration, we're up to speed. This has a lot more potential. I can really feel that. This isn't a fast car, but it's definitely got a lot of power and it can get up to speed in the mid to low 4-second range is pretty impressive for this model. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the new M235. We have a new exterior. We have a lot of new changes for the suspension, the chassis. This is not just a refresh. This is a new model from BMW, and I think this is a fun little car to get. This would be great for even some autocross events or just going on some back mountain roads. You could definitely have a blast with this car. And it's something that would make for a great daily driver because of the MPG and then just having a fun sporty car that you can easily park and easily maneuver. So with this road being fairly wide, I mean, it's even small enough to make that turn, which is nice. We even have some BMW colors on the dash, which I didn't realize until right now. So this is a cool new model. We have really nice design in the side mirrors there too, just to mimic some of the higher performance BMWs. And we'll go ahead and give it one more acceleration. And that is going to wrap it up for the all-new 2025 BMW M235. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.